All right, guys, I'm really excited. It is Q4, October, November, December, and then, of course, after that is January, which we have Valentine's Day and the start of winter products, guys. A lot of people underestimate the amount of money and the opportunity with winter products, selling jackets and hoodies and beanies and things people want to use in winter. You can make a lot of money, guys. We are entering in a golden time of 5 straight months. Well, actually 4. 4 straight months. October, November, December, and January, where this is the Super Bowl of Ecom. I'm going to double check my iPad, make sure you guys are hearing me here. Am I live here? It says I'm live. Just double checking here. Make sure everyone can hear me. I'm sorry, I'm booting up my iPad here right now. And I'm going to talk about, guys, targeting, right? Facebook ad targeting. Because targeting is key for success during Q4. The reason why targeting is so important is because the competition, even though the opportunity is massive over the next 4 months, October, November, December, and then January with Valentine's Day and winter products, the competition is also high. I'm not going to bullshit you and tell you it's not that way. It is. All right, so let's dig into Facebook ads targeting. So what is happening here, right? Obviously, everyone's running Facebook ads, right? Small sellers, the big box stores, everyone is running Facebook ads. So how do you win in that game? Well, first of all, obviously you need a good product, good offer. You need a good website, okay? Without those things, without a good product to sell, without a good website that converts, you won't make any sales no matter how good your Facebook ads are and how good your Facebook ads targeting is, okay? So I want you to understand that, right? What I'm about to teach you today is not a magic bullet that's going to say turn a shit product into a winning product, okay? You can't put lipstick on a pig and make it look beautiful. Period. All right? So, that said, assuming that you have a decent product, right? Assuming you have a decent website, what can we do as small sellers, right? Guys, even though I've had massive success with Ecom compared to the big box stores, right? The Amazons, the Zappos, and all these massive stores of the world, let's be honest here, right? I'm nothing compared to them, right? They have budgets of $100,000 a day in ads. I might run $1,002 a day in ads, right? So, and then during bid times, I might run $3,000 or $4,000 during I'm really ramping up, right? And I have a hot product, right? So, yeah, they're just at a different level. So they're spending a lot more, right? And they're really taking a lot of the news feed. So how do I overcome that? And that's just by being smarter. It's just by being smarter, okay? So let's think about some ways of targeting. One is the idea I taught in a video last week called reverse targeting, right? So if you missed that video, go back and watch that video. It's an awesome technique about how you can target. It's called reverse targeting, and I don't want to go into reverse targeting in this video because it's a separate issue, but go through my timeline, find that video about reverse targeting. It's a powerful technique, okay? But let's talk about straight targeting, right? You're going to have people buying gifts for someone else. Gift from parents to children, right? Well, what are the big box shops doing? They're going massive, right? They're going straight, generic, mother to daughter. Well, there's a couple things we can do here. If we're going to go generic, mother to daughter, well, one thing that we can do is we can think a little bit outside the box of targeting. These big company advertisers, I can tell you right now, the only thing they have over us is massive budgets and willingness to spend a few $100s per product test. That's the only thing they have over us, right? Maybe we want to spend $20 or $30 per target before we give up, right? They are horrible at targeting. They're going to all go in and they're going to select parents, 25 and up, and women, right? If they're doing daughter to mother, that's it. They may do family, and that is it. That kind of targeting during the off busy time works fine for us. But when we're having to compete with those companies that are going after those big targets, those natural targets, and trying to win against them, it's tough. So let's think a next level. Let's think just a little bit different. They're here and let's go here. And now how do we do that? All right, so if I were to target a generic mother to daughter gift, okay? I'm not going to go after parents. I'm not going to go after love. If I have a sure winning product that I've proven through other targeting, I might test out later in the scaling process, but I'm not going to start off with that because it's just too competitive to compete there. Now I got to think a little bit different. Okay, so, all right, I'm a parent. How many of you are parents? How many of you have gone in on your demographics in your Facebook and indicated to Facebook that you're a parent? A huge number of people have not. I would say maybe half, 40 or even 30%, right? A lot of people like that stuff's kind of private. In the past I used to, but now lately I've talked about that stuff more. But, okay, so what does that tell me? That tells me that there's a large number of parents who are not adding parent in their demographic area, right? They're just not putting it there. So if I start to think about age groups, say 35 to 55, the odds are pretty darn high that people 35 to 55 are parents. Now, are all of them parents? Of course not. But guys, we got to advertise more generalities than specifics. That's the key thing. Okay, so now, let's think about activities that a daughter and a mother might do together. They might go ice skating. They might be into gardening together. Maybe if the girl plays soccer, right? She might be a soccer mom, right? So start shopping related interests, right? So shopping, what are famous shopping stores? The Gap, Nordstrom's, Calvin Klein. Well, that's more for men, but Coach, right? So target those type of brands or activities or shopping things and go age group 35 to 55 women. The odds are that 70% or so of those people, those women, are mothers. Now, do they all have daughters? Of course not. But if you go after the parent targeting as well, not all of them have daughters as well. So just by being a little bit different, we can get away from these big box. I'm telling you for a fact that I've met these people. Now, I'm sure there are exceptions, but I've met several of them, and I was just mind-boggled by their lack of knowledge of Facebook ads. They just have an advantage of bigger budgets. That's it. Okay, so by just being a little bit different, we can step away from that. All right, now let's say that you're going to target a gift. Okay, so another thing you can do with your mother to daughter thing is niche it. I just mentioned soccer mom, softball mom, right? Fishing, swimming. I mean, again, so you would niche your product. Now, I'm not going to go into details of how to niche the product, right? There's a lot to that, actually. A lot of people think, to my soccer mom, and then that's all they think about, and then they keep their phrase, and that's it. That's actually not good enough. You should really go in and use phrasing related to that niche. But I talk about those in other videos, and this is a video about targeting. But anyway, niche your product to a soccer playing daughter, or a knitting daughter, or a swimming daughter, or a daughter who loves shopping, or a daughter who loves video games. I mean, I'm just throwing these out there, right? You can niche your product type and then go after targets related to that. So if I were to do soccer mom, obviously soccer magazine, soccer, Major League Soccer, right? Things like that. And again, women 35 to 55, I'm very likely to get soccer moms, right? And their daughters will play soccer. That's just an example, by the way. I'm throwing out some of the most common examples because I want to keep my private coaching students' stuff secret. Just take a woman buying gifts for her fishing-loving boyfriend or husband. Okay, that's another example, right? This will be the last example I'm going to give because by walking you through it, you'll get the idea. Okay, so most people, if I go after the target in a relationship or married, right? Again, the big box advertisers are good. That's what they're going to go after. That's the exact target they're going to use. It's the most obvious thing they're going to go after in a relationship and married. That's it. That or family maybe. That's it. Those are the only targets they're going to use. So again, let's think differently. All right. So if I have a gift for boyfriend, right? There's a couple things I can do. I can say to my man instead of to my fisherman, right? Instead of, so that would cover both husband and boyfriend. In that case, I would do ages maybe 25 to 60 or 65, right? Women who are in related to fishing interests. Now, I can go after fishing related terms, right? But that's still pretty common. So everyone who's selling gifts in the fishing niche will go after fishing and fishing rod and stuff like that. So let's think a little bit deeper. What about the fishing companies, right? What about the fishing companies, right? So the fishing like equipment manufacturers, right? Those are better, right? What about the famous fishing places, right? Where the people go fishing, right? Target those cities. Because if it's an interest target, right? Like for example, from a fishing state is Minnesota, right? Well, there are sometimes some targeting there where Minnesota is the demographic. I mean, you live there, but it's also Minnesota as an interest. I've seen that before, right? Not necessarily Minnesota, but other areas, right? So if you go for the interest there, then you're catching their people. By the way, keep in mind one thing: Facebook's targeting comes and goes, and so target might be there tomorrow, target might not be there the next day. So, but the point is the place, the location, right? But as an interest, not as a demographic, because that way you get people who are interested in that spot, but not necessarily people who live in that area. And the reason why you want to go after people who are interested is because they may travel there to go fishing. Or even think about like unnatural targets. What other things are people who are into fishing into? General people who are into fishing, right? They're into other things like American football, maybe NASCAR, beer drinking, like that. So if I take my fishing gift idea and I target women, so this is for the man, buying it for men. I target women 25 to 30 to 55 or 50 who are into Corona beer or NASCAR racing, and I'm selling a fishing shirt, fishing products, for example. It doesn't have to be a t-shirt, but it's saying a fishing related product. I'm very likely to hit people who are into fishing as well. But here's the best part. Mine's a fishing related product, whereas so my product's sort of unusual in the newsfeed. They're not used to seeing fishing product offers all the time. They're used to seeing beer related product offers or NASCAR related offers because they go after NASCAR. So now my product stands out in the newsfeed as a little bit different to those people with what they're seeing every day. Again, it catches their attention because it's different, right? They're getting if I'm selling a NASCAR product, I go after just NASCAR. I'm go after directly NASCAR. Then they're used to seeing NASCAR stuff all the time. NASCAR stuff. They get banner blindness to it. So they might be also into fishing, and I throw a fishing ad in front of them. Oh, wow! My husband who loves fishing and loves NASCAR will love that. Okay. So basically what I'm trying to say, guys, is think deeper. Go beyond the obvious. And that's how you win at Christmas. For those who want to work with me, go to ecomvantage.com, ecomvantage.com. I'm working on a revamp of Ecom Vantage right now. You sign up, you get in, you'll be in Ecom Vantage 2.0 when it relaunches. Anyone who's in original Ecom Vantage will be in 2.0. We're working on that right now. My friend and I, James, are working on it together right now. So go there, ecomvantage.com, vantag.com. It's $100 a month, or private message about private coaching. I highly recommend you guys sign up for my coaching. Every single year, I have people who crush it for Christmas. Where do you want to be at the end of Q4? Do you want to be a person who wished they had, or a person who did? If you want to be a person who did have success, private message about private coaching, and we'll see you next video. Love you all.